Russia claims Ukrainian forces have attacked a fuel depot inside Russia. Verified videos circulating online show an airstrike and subsequent fire at an oil depot in the city of Belgorod. But a spokesperson for Ukraine says he won't comment on what he calls Russian fakes. Our foreign correspondent James Longman is in Kyiv with the latest.
Overnight, a possible strike on Russian territory on an oil depot in Belgorod, just over the Ukrainian border. In these videos posted online, you can see 2 airstrikes in the distance. You can also see 2 helicopters flying next to where the strikes have hit. And then this video posted online shows oil tanks on fire and a huge cloud of smoke rising from the depot. Russia has accused Ukraine of carrying them out. This as Russia is forced to abandon nuclear power plant Chernobyl, which they seized in February. According to unconfirmed reports, Russian troops may have suffered acute radiation sickness and may have gone back to Belarus for treatment. Ukraine's state nuclear company said Russian forces dug trenches in the most contaminated areas around the plant. But as some Russian forces reposition, U.S. officials are wary of Moscow's claims.
We don't see any indication that they're going to be sent home.
And 2 missile strikes on the capital yesterday, one hitting while I was live on air.
We just heard an enormous explosion here towards the north of where we're standing. And you can see there deep, dark smoke rising into the sky. Now, we're not sure what's been hit.
More strikes in Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv, neighborhoods ablaze. And now U.S. intelligence reports saying some senior Russian officials likely disagreed with Putin's decision to invade Ukraine. This as U.S. officials also said some advisors are too afraid to tell him the truth. President Biden touching on Putin and those advisors.
He seems to be self-isolated, and there's some indication that he has fired or put under house arrest some of his advisors.
ABC News foreign correspondent James Longman joins live now from Kyiv, Ukraine. James, any update from Ukrainian officials on this allegation of an attack on Russian territory?
Well, actually, Diane, in the last few moments, we have had a statement now from the Ministry of Defence here. They are not being drawn on this. He said Ukrainian armed forces are carrying out defence operations here, but he said this does not mean at all that Ukraine should be responsible for all miscalculations and for all catastrophes and events that occur on the territory of the Russian Federation. This is not the first time we've seen such accusations. Therefore, I will neither confirm nor deny this information. I think that's the best we're going to get out of Ukraine at this point. There have been other alleged attacks on Russian soil during this war. Back on the 25th of February, there was a missile strike, possibly on the airport on the 1st of this month, the 1st of March, sorry, an attack on a military installation. But again, it's so difficult to know what's actually happened. Ukraine has never confirmed or denied any of this, and it's equally possible, perhaps, that they are false flag operations mounted by the Russians to try to provoke a response. So this war, it's so difficult to know what's true and what isn't. All we've seen is those videos that do seem to show 2 helicopters flying very low, and then those explosions over that oil depot. Diane?
And James, Russian troops have left Chernobyl after reportedly getting sick from the radiation there. Has that been confirmed, and what's the latest on that?
No, it hasn't. And actually, Diane, the IAEA is speaking now. The Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency is speaking now, and he says they haven't seen any evidence of radiation contamination. This report has come because the Ukrainians allege that the Russians moved out and actually had to abandon Chernobyl. They took control of that not long after this invasion began and moved troops back to Belarus, where, if you remember, they had staged their operation from right back at the beginning of this invasion. And actually, Belarus does have some ability to treat radiation poisoning. Back when the Chernobyl disaster happened some 30 years ago, it was actually in Belarus that a lot of people were treated. So there was a suggestion that Russian troops were being treated for radiation poisoning. But the IAEA has said they haven't got any evidence of that yet. They also have said that they are on the ground here. There's an agreement now between Russia and Ukraine to deploy a rapid assistance team should there be any emergency at the site. But he says that so far radiation levels are at the level they have been, for the last few years. There's no spike in it at all. But if there is a spike, then they are able to deploy and get it under control, one hopes. Diane.
All right. James Longman in Kyiv, one hopes for sure. Thank you, James. Stay safe.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.